Good morning and welcome to the session. My name is Bharani Kumar Depuru, and that's me. I am CEO and founder of two companies. One is AiSPRY and another is 360DigiTMG. And I'm also appointed as a chairperson for AI implementation for Intelligent Transportation System India, where I'll be working closely with Government of India and Prime Minister's Office. I have roughly 20 years of experience. I hold a master's degree from IIT and a master's degree from Indian School of Business. I work with HSBC, Indian Tobacco Corporation, Infosys, and Deloitte. And I'm also visiting faculty at Indian School of Business. If you all are wondering on what is this Indian School of Business, I would probably pull out this ISB ranking. And Indian School of Business is ranked in first position in India, and it's in 26th position globally. And this is for MBA students, right? People who want to do MBA, Masters in Business Administration. This is the #1 school in India. Okay, that's in short about my profile. AiSPRY is AI services company, and 360DigiTMG is training services company. So these are the two companies which I'm CEO and founder of. Alongside that, I keep doing sessions across, and I was invited for AI in Healthcare event at RICH, which is Research and Innovation Circle of Hyderabad, where I spoke about a lot of things alongside a lot of doctors, Dr. Samatha, Venkat Ramana, right? All these doctors were there, of course, while I delivered the session. And also, I was part of the curtain raiser event where a lot of people from government were there. And most importantly, there were people who were doctors. And why was I invited at this event? I was invited because I also work in the space of life sciences and healthcare. So all these are the doctors of AIG Hospital in Yashoda and PMX and so on and so forth, right? And that's me. And at this particular event, this was a curtain raiser for AI Global Summit, which happened in Hyderabad, Telangana, basically. And you know, since Dr. Ilan Kumaran was my batchmate at Indian School of Business, I was invited to talk at Medclave edition and at CAIN, Confederation of Indian Industries in Tamil Nadu. And of course, our team has been extensively working in the space of IVF, in vitro fertilization. And here you have the details, right, of what we are doing in a nutshell. Now, discussion. We have two companies, doctors. One is AiSPRY, which is AI services company, where we do projects for different hospitals, different pharmaceutical companies. And we also have 360DigiTMG, which is into training services. So whatever projects we accomplish, post getting client approval, customers consent, and post masking the data, we introduce those projects into the training curriculum so that anyone who learns from us learns the practical stuff. And we also give an opportunity to doctors and healthcare professionals to work on projects of AiSPRY so that they get the real world experience and exposure. So we know for a fact that there is data everywhere, be it healthcare or be it pharma or be it life sciences. We have data ranging from administrative data to insurance data to clinical data to hospital EMR data, you name it. we have data across. So as an AI expert, you'll have to work on data. But then you cannot analyze the data without having domain knowledge. Domain knowledge is extremely important. And a lot of companies, such as Deloitte, Infosys, and all these top-notch companies, they're hiring doctors who are trained on AI. Why? Because to accomplish the projects in the space of life sciences healthcare, we need someone who has domain knowledge. Okay, we need someone who has thorough domain knowledge. And we have all these things. We have chip in a pill where people are putting, your pill within the chip, and then they are having the people consume it to track their behaviors. We have smart devices everywhere. We have sensors to track the drug delivery. We have smart devices. We have Google Glasses. While surgeries are performed, people are capturing, the details and predicting upfront if something is going wrong. Okay, and this is an experience center in Malaysia. We have our office in Malaysia as well. And why is StetUp logo appearing there? StetUp is a startup in the space of life sciences healthcare, and we partnered with them. Okay, and again, CEO of Rela Hospital is the CEO of StetUp also. So in this experience center, the moment you enter the hospital, you stand in front of a machine like this. That machine is not appearing, but that would be here. And it will capture your details on who are you, what kind of appointment you have, when do you have your appointment, all those details. And here we also built a prediction model to predict whether a patient who has booked an appointment, will that patient show up or not? That's called as show, no show prediction model. This happens usually when people book appointments in dental. Okay, because that is not life threatening. People may or may not show up. If they don't show up, then it's a loss for that hospital because that slot they would have otherwise given to some other patient. There's a project that we've done for a US client also and here also. And this is a implementation which we have done for life sciences healthcare or hospital 4.0 in Malaysia. So it will identify who you are and what kind of appointment you have and at what time. And you have do-it-yourself devices, height and weight, and then your vitals, blood pressure, everything you can monitor. It would show up here for you, all those details. And when the patient goes and visits a physician, a doctor, usually what happens in a lot of countries is that the conversation between the patient and doctor is usually recorded on a prescription form where doctor will write the name of the patient, what kind of diseases or conditions patient has, and what are the interventions or what is the medication which is given. And next time when the patient visits the hospital, he would have lost this. And hospital also probably did not record it digitally. Now they are actually trying to record digitally, but usually it's not digitally recorded. So here we built this audio analytics system where we have come up with speech to text algorithms. When the conversation with the happens between the doctor and the patient, you record that conversation and you record that in a database. So you'll have a nice Excel sheet kind of a representation where you'll have name of patient, age, gender, conditions. What are the interventions which are given to you by the doctor? So the moment you digitally record and the moment we record all the details of all the patients digitally, you will be able to build a prediction model to predict what kind of diseases patients might get in future. And what we are doing as part of this initiative is we are sending an SMS alert to the patients saying that, do you know what? In the past, patients of your kind, of your age, your gender, the kind of diseases you had in the past, patients who had similar kind of patterns had a heart stroke. So we recommend you to come and get your probably 2D echogram, ECG, treadmill test, and whatnot done, and take proper medication and change your lifestyle. In the initial days, what happens is patients won't trust on these SMSs. They'll feel that hospitals are trying to get more money, and hence they are sending those SMS alerts. But when they actually fall sick, then the doctors of this particular hospital are telling them that you already got that alert. We already predicted that you might get these kind of diseases. Why didn't you show up? And eventually, over a period of time, patients started trusting those SMS alerts and they started acting upon it. That's how we built a system which will help prevent certain diseases. Prevention is better than cure, obviously, right? So then, once this prescription is digitally recorded, you need not take a printout of it. You just walk here, stand in front of this, and this there is a webcam here which will capture your face and determine who you are and what kind of medication or intervention doctor has given. And automatically bill is generated. You make the payment using card or whatever, it's completely touchless. Then you move to the next unit, which is dispensing unit, which will once again determine who you are and then whether you have made the payment or not. And then it will automatically, give you the medicines, and you can just take the medicines from this vending machine and walk away. Completely touchless. And everything is digitally recorded and a lot of predictions happen here. And this is me, by the way, that's my face. While I was there at the experience center experimenting and testing out our stuff. Okay. I also worked as a chief data scientist for a lot of healthcare in AI startups. And then we realized that when it comes to cancer, there were a few false negative cases. This is the data which we have taken from the Government of India website, basically, right? And incorrect interpretations were being done by pathologists, by also radiologists. And then to counter this, we built a system where we took the radiology images and we started predicting on whether that particular radiology image is benign or malignant. Does it have, is it fatty malignant, fatty benign? Is it calcification benign, calcification malignant, so on and so forth. And also to give confidence to the doctors, we started giving explainability. What do you mean by explainability? As opposed to just predicting that, hey, there is 90% probability that this image, this tumor radiology image is cancerous, malignant, you can highlight the portions and say that these are the regions which are highlighted, which is triggering this particular prediction. Okay, same is the case with pathology images. Whole slide images were so big in size that we had to break it down into tiles. And each tile we have taken and then we predicted using that tile whether that pathology image, whole slide image, is showing signs of cancer or not. So in this way, we do a lot of projects. We are a company which has 182 employees now, and a lot of people work on healthcare initiatives. And there is a specific methodology also which has to be followed in order to build such AI solutions. And we intend to train the doctors and healthcare professionals on the methodology also. for them to step by step understand on how AI solutions are built, so that tomorrow you yourself will be in a position to understand what data to be captured, how should we capture the data, and how various things are executed. Okay, next. We also do one more thing, which is called as business intelligence reporting. In fact, this is the first thing which any doctor or healthcare professional should do. They need to perform something called as descriptive analytics. They need to understand, or we need to understand, who are the different stakeholders in a hospital, or in a pharmaceutical company, or in a life sciences healthcare company. What kind of questions they have, and why do they have those questions? And then you need to create interesting reports and dashboards which answer such questions. In fact, what we have done is, for Rela Hospital in Chennai, we have done this analysis to determine how many medicines, okay, are needed in how many vital, desired, and essential drugs are needed in each of the specialities. And do we have those many drugs in the pharmacy or not? This is to reduce the bounce rate. When patients go to a pharmaceutical store and ask for medicines, if they say that, hey, we don't have these medicines, that's a bounce rate, right? That's called as bounce. And this hospital, Kalrela, wanted to make the bounce rate as zero. That's the goal that they were working on. So we had to analyze what drugs are there, what drugs are there pertaining to different specialities, so on and so forth. That's descriptive analytics. Then what we have also done is we have done an interesting project for Biological E Limited, which is a pharma company. Here also we did analytics on how many raw materials they have, how many raw materials they are using day on day to manufacture their vaccines and drugs, right? This is what we have done. Then that's an appreciation letter from the Senior Vice President of Biological E Limited. Then the next thing is forecasting, predictive analytics. Once you analyze what's happening now with the data, you get into predictive analytics. That is, you do forecasting. Here is where we also forecasted how many essential drugs, desired drugs, and vital drugs are needed to be stored in the inventory. And when it comes to pharma, both understocking and overstocking is a problem, right? If you overstock and if your drugs reach the expiry, you sell it. It's a waste of money. And if you understock and if patients come and ask you, you might say, hey, we don't have those medicines. In either cases, it's a problem. Then for one of the pharmaceutical companies, we also manufactured what is the raw material that is needed for the next 3 months, for the next 6 months, for the next 1 year. We forecasted that so that they procure all those raw materials and so that they remain, in line with the patient expectation. Because whenever seasons change, patients, usually fall sick, and you need certain kind of medicines. And one more thing that we have done is, for a specific pharmaceutical company, we built a prediction model to predict whether their machines will fail or not. They have manufacturing machines which manufacture medicine, which manufacture healthcare equipment, healthcare supplies. So if those machines are going to fail, the entire manufacturing process will stop. So we predicted whether those machines will fail or not. When will they fail? That's called as survival analytics. Survival analytics is a term which is taken from medical literature only. When will that machine fail? After how many days? And which component might fail? This same analytics is something which can be applied for patients also. When patients fall sick, if they are diagnosed with cancer, then for how long should immunotherapy be provided? For how long should chemotherapy be provided? For how long will you do TASE? for how long certain treatment should be given, or should there be a surgical removal of tumor, or if the cancer is in the advanced stage, for how long will the patient survive? That is survival analytics, right? So this is a term that has been derived from that, and we have been applying all these techniques of late. Then we also work with Dr. Reddy's, yeah, where Dr. Reddy's manufactures vials and pre-filled syringes. Whenever a vial full of or a crate full of vials is available, someone manually counts it. But the challenge is, if a few vials are empty, it's difficult to manually count. So we placed this crate in designated area. We took the photo of this and we automatically counted how many vials were there, and we placed it in the backend database. That in this vial, these many, in this crate, these many vials exist, so on and so forth. Same is the case with pre-filled syringes also. The moment we have pre-filled syringes, our solution will automatically count how many of those exist. And then these are vials, by the way, sorry. The previous image was, I believe, related to pre-filled syringes. And here also it will count. And then after it counts, it will save in the backend database. Now the doctors or this Dr. Reddy's senior folks, if they have any questions, such as how many vials do we have in our inventory now? How many pre-filled syringes did we supply to the customers in North India in the last 6 days? When you ask such questions, answers are retrieved and you get the answers immediately. That is generative AI. Like you have your chat GPT. In that way, we have built a solution. And very interesting additional solutions we built, right? For example, we have built a solution in the space of workplace safety. What happens in this workplace safety is, if at all you are doing some process of, drug in clinical trials, etc., you do a lot of trials. There, you need to ensure that you have face shield, goggles, mask, gloves, coverall, all of those things. And your poses also are very important. And after the pose detection and all, we give a compliance report automatically on who are the people who are following the compliance norms, who are the people who are not following, so that appropriate training is provided to those individuals. Okay. Then we also did a project in the space of image classification, where people who don't have kids go for IVF treatment, in vitro fertilization, where you take the sperm from male, oocyte from female, fertilize outside to form embryo. That embryo, embryologists would monitor for the next 5 days. And then if they feel that blastocyst is happening properly, cells are getting multiplied properly, embryologists or IVF fertility experts would implant into the woman's womb. Then woman will realize after a few days whether she's pregnant or not. If not, they'll clean the womb and cycle 2 repeats. Every cycle is costly. Every cycle causes a lot of mental stress. So the solution that we built here, you just take the microscopic images of embryo, supply it to our solution, and our solution will quickly tell whether it is morula good or bad, blastocyst good or bad, AIDS cells good or bad. In that way, it will give you the classification. And we also built a solution in the space of GenAI, where we trained the models such as ChatGPT on the medical literature and the hospital process, so that whenever someone wants to know the treatment protocol, or if they want to refer to the medical literature before giving some treatment, or if they want to know more details about that medical device or drug intervention, interaction, etc., they can do so. And immediately it will give responses. Your ChatGPT is not trained on medical literature, by the way. It's only trained on internet data. Okay. And out of a lot of projects we do, one more interesting project is in the space of dermatology. We did it for one of the uh, persons who studied in ISB, wherein you take the photo, and the moment you take the photo, it will tell you what kind of skin treatment has to be given. You can take photo of your scalp, and it will tell you what kind of hair treatment is to be provided, basically. Right? So, be it workplace safety in pharmaceutical companies or forecasting, the pharmacy medicines, right? Or be it building generative AI in the space of life sciences healthcare or a pharma bot to understand what are the regulated drugs and what are not regulated drugs according to NPPA, and then giving them real-time pricing information. All these things are the projects which are the projects we accomplished. And we also publish all the projects that we do on international journals. And these are a few awards and accolades that we have won. And that marks the end of this particular presentation. And hope you got a lot of insights, and hope this particular training, which is AI for doctors, AI for healthcare, is going to give you immense knowledge on these kind of practical projects, because we include these practical projects into the training curriculum. Yeah. And the training is for um, approximately 40 hours. We will train you with our thought process that you don't know anything about technology, right? We get started from there, and we will use very minimal programming, and we will guide you and help you build your own AI solutions in your companies, right? And that's the best case scenario. And the worst case scenario is you'll have immense knowledge about what is happening and how AI solutions are being built in the space of life sciences, healthcare, and pharma. Thank you so much. And